second battle of the tournament. So this is going to be a battle between Alex and Sour. We are on the pyramids, and looks like Alex is going to be in command of the French. So let's go over his army comp. But before we do that, the rules for this battle were 1 artillery max and max 4 lights. So taking a look at his army, you can see on the left flank he's brought 2 Chasseurs. These guys can shoot from horseback. Very nice unit. As for his artillery, he's brought a 12-pound foot artillery, so very devastating against cavalry, and not so much against line infantry. For his main body, you can see he's got some old guard here, quite a bit of fusiliers, and it looks like a militia right over here. He still is deploying, so troops are going to move. And then over here on the left flank, or right flank, he has 2 more Chasseurs. So he has 3 old guard, 2 on the flanks over here, and he's got 4 Chasseurs in the front, and then he's going to have 1 old guard in the back, and then a general staff. So that's pretty much his army. Now, I'm pretty surprised he didn't go for the hill. Most players would attack the hill, but I wonder if they had like a little agreement to where they would fight on even terrain, because that is a little bit OP, whoever claims the hill first. Now facing Alex, we have the Ottomans, and they're kind of at a home field advantage, and they're going to be in command by Sour, so we will see what happens there. Sour, we'll go over their hours shortly. So Alex has this many hours on the screen, and once again I'm trying to match up even amount of hours for even players, and then we'll go over Sour's army comp once the battle does commence. But great job here. You see the militias up front, so they're going to be taking the meat shield, or pretty much most of the volleys, and you'll see how he does with that. He does have the artillery in front, so he can push up faster. But let's get over to Sour's army. So he's a lot of line infantry, a lot of Janissary line infantry, not as elite as the regular musketeers, but they do have some pretty elite skill, or decent skill. They are missing the bayonets. That's something that the Janissaries do have, or the musketeers, excuse me, have. For artillery, he's brought an 18-pound foot artillery with 2 chevrons, so very nice, heavily upgraded. And then he has 4 rifles, so 125 range. They do outrange the French, so if he can keep that range differential between them, he's in a good position. He does have 2 grenadiers. You don't really see this too often, just because grenadiers aren't that great. They do a lot of morale damage with their grenades, but other than that, they are not that effective. You see them running along right there. And then for cavalry, he has the exact same amount of units as cavalry, except his cavalry is a little bit more upgraded. He does have Safai cavalry, and this is an elite unit, so if you can get these guys into melee combat against the French cav, he's going to do a lot of damage. And you see he's also brought some mounted gunners as well, so they're going to be able to shoot from horseback. So they are once again on even ground with the French in that. He did bring a general staff. You can see him still back here, and he does have a Janissary unit. What the Ottomans are known for is just their really good melee skill. So we will see how this unit does in combat. But you see all the armies are being pushed up right now. Janissaries. They're not going to get as tired as the French. But the French are, it looks like they're going to be taking their time, and look at this, militia pushing up first. Like I said, they're probably going to be taking the first volleys because they are a meat shield unit. So artillery now engaging, actually killing one of these guys. You see him right over here. First casualty of the game. So these guys are in for quite the battle here. You see the Ottomans do have a slight hill advantage compared to the French. French are kind of at a lower level in terms of terrain, but we will see what happens there. You see the general all the way out there, and it looks like he's got some Bashi bazooks, so alongside the Janissaries. These guys are not as skilled, but they are a lot cheaper. So similar formations from both sides. You can see cavalry on both flanks. It looks like the mounted cavalry are on the right flank, and then we have the melee cavalry on the left flank. It looks like the Janissaries are going to be a reserve unit, You see them in the back as well. So it looks like the Old Guard are going to be their reserves, as to where his is going to be the Grenadiers. So great move here. You see pushing up the militia here in a pretty interesting angle. I suggest you guys use this formation if you do have a militia unit. Most of the time I do see people pushing up, but they're parallel with the lights, and that means they're going to be shooting friendly troops. So by doing this, you're really in a very, very good position. Some artillery blasting. So right now it's just an engagement of artillery, and you just see this hill is just getting covered in just marks from the artillery pieces. So right now it's just a stalemate. It looks like they're trying to decide where to attack and what to try and do, because they both have similar positions. So it's going to be a matter of who has more skill to obtain the victory. So taking a look at, actually we got the engagement now has begun. Looks like the rifles do have the clear rifle advantage. They do have the range. You see the militia trying to push up, but taking a lot of losses as they do so. You see them pushing up right now. Now it's trying to get in range. These rifles are still just devastating these lights and militia on the left flank, to say the least. Down to 84 men, but look at this. Looks like Alex is going to be pulling back his troops. Not too sure why. He did waste their volley, so he could have been pushing up right now. You see them reloading right now. Not too sure why he did that. You see the Ottoman artillery now firing. Very nice. And look at this. He's actually going to be targeting the cavalry. So great job here by Alex, making sure that he uses the artillery to maximum potential right there. Because he does know that targeting infantry is not as effective as cavalry. See, we're still trying to get some guys. Looks like you got a whole bunch right here. So great move here. So it looks like Alex is going to try and push up once again. This time another volley. It allowed the Ottomans to fire and reload. So right now Alex is not doing a great job in the center. He is taking a lot of losses and is unable to respond. So he really needs to get into combat. Militia taking heavy losses right now. Cavalry moving in the center. And look at that, killing the general. So what a shot. I don't know if that was intended, but one volley just like that and the enemy Ottoman general is dead. So not good at all for Sauer. His morale is instantly dropping. You see a lot of orange now in terms of morale, so not good at all. And this is going to allow Alex to push up even further now. He's really trying to get in range, and there he goes. He is finally in range. So looks like Sauer really needs to pull back right now. It's going to be hard winning an engagement when you don't have the manpower to do so. Just losing a general like that. So many units are in orange morale right now. It is not good at all. So seeing that, it looks like Sauer is going to be pushing up his melee troops. Not too sure why he's running them from such a far distance back. He really needs to be walking them and then running so he keeps that stamina up. But you see the militia doing a great job right here, taking a lot of the bullets. These guys really do deserve a medal. Very defenseless as well, so they're just going to get shot up right now. These lights are really in the thick of things right now. You can see on the right flank, not too much is happening in terms of line infantry. It's just pretty much a light engagement. Now we got some line infantry pushing up, it seems. Janissaries are pushing up as well. They're going to try and run down into melee combat. But he really needs to assist these troops right here, because these Fusiliers have not fired yet, so they're going to have a really nice volley when these guys do come close, and you see them running right now. Chasseurs trying to pick them off, but they're reloading right now. Actually targeting the other line unit, or light unit. We'll see what these Fusiliers can do in terms of defending their own troops. Here comes the volley. Great volley there, killing pretty much everyone in the first row. But they do manage to make it into melee combat, so great job by Sauer, but he really needs to follow up with some troops right now and force these lights elsewhere. You see morale's very bad right now, just because of how isolated these troops are. He's desperately trying to get them deeper into the French lines. They do get cut up with the lights, and they do end up breaking, so the militia are going to have a fun time breaking these guys down, and these guys are done from the combat. Another cavalry charge here, or actually a cavalry charge here, but look at this. Old Guard just shooting this entire unit to pieces. Don't know why he charged straight into the center like that. He should have wrapped around a little bit more. And it looks like this cavalry unit just got outnumbered here, and they actually shot and Had a little engagement there as well. So not looking too great for Sauer. I forgot to mention his hours are on the screen right there. My bad. So we will see what happens. Sauer really needs to be wise about his decisions. His artillery is getting shot at as well. Poor morale pretty much all around, at least on the left flank. And look at this, a cavalry unit from Alex is going to be pushed out now. I believe he's going to try and charge the artillery piece. You see he's very defenseless here. And look at this, another cavalry charge. The Old Guard once again in position. We'll see how much damage these guys can do. Just an insane amount of damage right there. Depleting that unit to half health. So not good at all. That unit instantly breaks, and these guys are Sophia Cavalry. These guys are so elite. It is just a shame to see these guys just being wasted like that. Down to 23 men, and they break on pretty much impact. So now we got another melee from the Bashi Bazooks charging into the lights, but look at this. Got the cavalry now trying to melee the artillery, actually getting a really nice volley in, and then finally following up. So Sauer is not in a good position at all right now. Morale is getting low. Bashi Bazooks did break, just because, like I said again, those Fusiliers are there to back them up. But he did a good job and broke those Chasseurs, so great job there. He's starting to win the light engagement, or it's still pretty even, to say the least. But good news. Sauer's cavalry did come back. He really needs to get them back into the combat zone. You see, they broke with 50 men, so just comes to show how important it is keeping your general alive. Grenadiers now being pushed up to the front line, seeing that their ranks are getting pretty thin. You see the French player trying to outflank now with the mobility of his troops. These Chasseurs are walking into position. Not a great move. Should be running, but I guess that's a micro mistake. Now the French are going to respond, but they're going to be countered once again, so these guys are not going to be able to make it into the line of the lights. So both players are just charging in units that are just getting slaughtered. It looks like the person that's more defensive is actually winning the engagement. This guy's actually being tracked by his horse. Very funny stuff. So now the French are going to be pushing up now, but like I said, the Ottomans still have that hill advantage. So forming square here, seeing that the Cav is trying to push up. They're actually shooting from horseback, so great job there. But this engagement, it has not really started yet. At least the thick of things with the line of infantry. There's still stalemate here, blowing back two guys right there. But with the artillery done, it's going to allow Alex to have troops from behind, and they're going to be on pretty much all sides. Look at this, Grenadiers trying to throw their grenades, unable to form square and break on impact. So there goes that Grenadier unit, and over here, getting charged from the back. The rifles don't see it coming, and they get charged in the back as well as a couple of these guys over here. So not looking good right now. It looks like the French are starting to wrap the flanks. They're actually going to be engaging in the center now. It looks like the line of infantry for the Ottomans are not in range, as to where it looks like these French troops are going to be pushing up even quicker now. Old Guard taking their sweet time. Lights are giving cover fire as these guys still push up slowly but surely. And another cavalry charge. Look at this, breaking this Janissary unit with 97 men. Not good at all for the morale of the Ottomans. You see morale is just breaking left and right. He really needs to form square to try and counter the Chasseurs unit. But things are not looking good right now. Left and right units are breaking. They're just getting isolated, and just a mass rout is happening. The French player really doesn't even need to support his line of infantry anymore, just because this morale is just so horrific for the Ottomans. And just like the last game of the tournament, morale is a huge factor in this game. You know, keeping your general alive is just so important. It's crucial to you winning the engagement. So, not looking good at all. And look at that. Mass rout from the Ottomans. Complete mass rout from the Ottomans. They're going to be running away. So, clear victory for Alex and his troops. Very, very decisive win. And you just see the amount of bodies and troops that are running away. I mean, these line of infantry units really didn't even have a chance to fight back. They just got completely slaughtered left and right. The artillery wasn't too much of a factor, but man, they just look at the men just running around. So yeah, complete mass rout. That early snipe with the general really cost them quite a bit. So taking a look at the kills though, not too bad from both players. From seeing what happened here, there's so many running Ottomans all over the place. Oh, it's Crazy place right now. Very cool to see though. So Alex 770 kills, Sour 460 kills. Both deployed reasonable amount of troops, almost the exact same. Um, Not a surprise at all. Cavalry did a huge job for Alex in that victory. You can see 177 men with the Cheshire Cheval killing that many guys, and then the Old Guard, and then the other Cheshire unit. So great job for both players. I'm gonna put the Victor up now. You see that looks like Alex is going to be moving on to the next round. We still have a lot more games to be played. So anyways, guys, hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will see you guys later.